All right, everybody, welcome to the New Year, New You Challenge kickoff meeting orientation. This challenge starts tomorrow or February 9th, depending on when you're watching this. So we're going to go through this information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Make sure we're engaging in our Facebook group and make sure you're engaging and responding to your coach throughout the challenge. All right, goals of the kickoff meeting. So we're gonna go through the purpose of the challenge. We're gonna go through our proven process for lasting results, your challenge eligibility for the prizes, and understanding the program. I just want you to know we want you to be 100% confident leaving this kickoff meeting, and I want you to continue to communicate with us as we all want you to be successful within this challenge. All right, so purpose of this challenge, here's the slide right there. You can kind of read it yourself. Highly stressed, binge drinking, screens daily, lacking sleep, dehydration, not active enough, processed food, and a whopping 3,840 calories, the average adult American, far more than is necessary. So the result of that last slide, obesity rate is getting up there, insulin resistance, prescription drugs, and mental health is really taking a toll, and we're here to combat that. Why we created the Fit Body Challenge. So provide the support you need nutritionally and kind of keeping your motivation up. It's built to get you metabolically healthy and engineered to help you lose the weight for the last time. So this isn't a temporary fix. This isn't a 6-week get fit quick. This is information that you can use for the rest of your life. All right. So part of this challenge, is kind of going to go to shift our identity. So doing hard things in a short period of time and change your associations. A quote there by Ed Mylett. We need to be doing hard things in order to make the change that we want to. I really want us to break through that invisible ceiling that we kind of build upon ourselves. Your identity is the great force in the universe that drives who you are to who you become. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to help you shift your identity and help you lose the weight and keep it off for life. All right, some challenge eligibility rules. We've got some prizes here. That Disney Dream Vacation is one of them. If we get 3,700 challengers within the 200 plus Fit Body boot camps around the US and Canada, then it turns into the $20,000 Disney Dream Vacation. First and second place. So overall transformation. So what does overall transformation means? Percentage of body weight loss, visual transformation, and internal transformation, mindset, habits, etc. It's not going to be a bot that's sending you emails and sending you some of our responses to your challenge check-in forms. It's going to be coaches, and our coaches want you to succeed, and they're trained to get you responses so you can kind of shift your identity, so you can know how you did within those weeks, and to kind of keep you motivated to keep going and to really keep pushing. With these weeks coming up, we're going to be doing some hard things nutritionally wise, and it's not what we're used to. But if you follow it, then you're going to get really, really, really good results. There's going to be 10 additional winners will be selected by the franchise partners. So in order to be eligible, you must complete your online weekly check-in on your Fit Body Nutrition app. So if you have not downloaded that app, please download Fit Body Nutrition. If you have had it before in the past, go ahead and download it, log in via the password you created. If you don't remember the password, then go ahead and just go to through the forgot password links. If this is the very first time, first you can try your email that you have associated with us, and then capital F, capital B, capital B, capital C. So FBBC, all caps. You can try that for the password. If that one doesn't work, again, go through the forgot password links. In order to be eligible, again, must submit your final progress report, which includes submitting your before and after photos, and then your questions on challenge experience and results. We want to know how that we did delivering this challenge to you, and the results that you got. And we'll be tracking those throughout the 6 weeks. Here's the prize breakout. So within the headquarters, the top two winners, with all of headquarters, a Disney Dream Vacation valued up to $20,000, a 12-month membership to Fit Body Boot Camp prepaid. And then for the franchise partner selection, 10 additional winners are going to win 12-month supply of Ascent protein. So we want you to be successful. We want multiple members at least coming in from our Fit Body to be up for these prizes. That'd be such a great thing for us and for yourselves. So understanding the program, first we start with our reset phase, then we get into our momentum, and then mastery is going to be after the challenge, what you do kind of going forward with yourself. So our bold promise, if you give us 1 year committing to working out 4 times a week and following our plan 80% of the time, you'll never have a weight problem again. We tackle all the root causes that make fat loss and long-term weight maintenance so difficult. This transformation happens through 3 phases, okay? And we'll go over those. Our Whole Foods reset, just 2 full weeks of Whole Foods reset. We can do hard things, okay? This is not going to be easy. And then we get into our momentum phase, which is weeks 3 to 6, and then mastery. It's make it yours, make it last. Whatever you learned throughout the challenge, kind of making it last going forward. All right, so our Whole Foods reset, weeks 1 and 2. The goal is to get used to eating whole foods again, begins to reset your metabolism and your taste buds. You're going to see a significant difference in bloating, water retention, and energy levels. It's going to help you regulate your blood sugar better. You'll be eating less carbs, so this will help you begin to become more insulin sensitive and better at burning fat. Okay, so insulin sensitive means if you're in an insulin resistant state, you will not burn any fat. So before coming in for some of your workouts and trying to burn off some of that fat, if you have a bunch of sugary drinks or sugary items before you're in an insulin resistant state, and you will not burn fat no matter how hard you work. We can't outwork that diet that we're on. Okay, the Whole Foods reset basics here. Using the Whole Foods Reset food list, follow the portion control guides to create your meal plans. So you should have gotten multiple emails by now with all of our PDFs on there. There's a Whole30 foods list. You're going to be eating off that for 2 weeks. Okay. Every single meal, if you eat 3 square meals a day, 21 meals for the next 2 weeks, or excuse me, 14 meals. Nope, 21 meals if you eat 3 a day. There we go. 21 meals per week. Okay. So every single meal that you have in the next 2 weeks needs to be on that food list. Okay. If you need to look up recipes, Whole30 approved recipes, there's tens of thousands of recipes out there by real food dietitians. So just search that Whole30. You're going to find tons of recipes. Okay. Use that spice cabinet. Those are some of the most healthiest foods out there. If you're following the portion control recommendations, if it feels overwhelming, eat off the list, follow the recipes, eat until satisfied. Okay. And eat every 3 to 4 hours. If you're hungry, eat. And if you're working long shifts at your job, really plan and prepare. It's going to take 1 to 2 hours of preparation per week to plan out and portion control out and prepare your meals. This is going to save you tons of time on the back end as we eat what's available. So if you don't plan and prepare and we get hungry, we're just going to eat what's in the pantry, what's in the cabinet, what's in the fridge, or, that dreaded drive-through window. So plan and prepare. At 1 to 2 hours is going to save you multiple hours over the week, 2 or 3 times that amount. Okay. This Whole Foods reset, okay, it's going to get you back to eating real food, and eliminate the foods. It allows your body to reset. The digestive tract replaces itself every 7 to 8 days. So this is going to give us 1 week of transforming and replacing our digestive tract, and then another whole week on top of that. It's designed to eliminate certain foods. Certain foods, we're going to eliminate all added sugar. So get used to looking at all of those labels on the backside there. Okay. Refined grains are gone, legumes. So, all of our bean eaters out there, if you are vegan, there's a separate list out there. But if you're not a vegan, then all legumes gone, all dairy, all alcohol, processed packaged foods that are not Whole30 approved. So, there you can search out there. There is a few Whole30 approved prepackaged foods at Costco, at Sam's Club, at King Supers. Um, Note those out and maybe kind of stock up on those a little bit. Or if you're just going to plan and prepare and make recipes ahead of time, then do that. Shop that exterior of the grocery store. Just make sure, again, no added sugar, no refined grains, okay? No legumes, no dairy, no alcohol. All right, we can do hard things here. All right, we're going to focus on whole nutrient dense food. So lean proteins, fruits and veggies, healthy fats. We've been talking about planning and preparing the whole time. Stay hydrated. Half your weight in ounces of water each day. Carry that water bottle around with you. Refill it multiple times throughout the day, and then sleep. I know it's hard. Okay, we got to get 7+ hours of sleep a night. We don't need to next Netflix and chill when the kids go to bed or after 9 or 10 o'clock. Again, let's try to wind down, read a book, and let's get some sleep. Okay. This is going to really help maximize our results there. Sleep is super crucial with fat burning and making our workouts worthwhile there. All right. Whole Foods list again, you were emailed this, so I would print out at least two copies, have one in your kitchen, have one in your car if you're going shopping. Uh, have this just readily available. Okay, we're going to go through the portion control here and then note the starred items. Carb dense veggies. Carb dense veggies are not unlimited, so we'll talk about that here in a second. So portion control, the male sizes are double, but this one is focused on female. 1 palm of protein each meal, one entire thumb of fat with each meal. So that's about 3 or 4 tablespoons, possibly, of fat. So if you're like, what's fat? What kind of fats? Go through that Whole Foods list again. It could be some avocado, some extra virgin olive oil, just having a couple almonds, Brazil nuts, walnuts, sunflower seeds, pistachios, pecans, macadamia nuts. So really trying to focus on getting in that full thumb of fat. And then fill your plate with veggies. Okay. So unlimited, like broccoli, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, celery, mushrooms, spinach, sprouts, tomatoes, zucchini, that kind of thing. Or we're going to go with 1 cupped handful of carb dense foods. So you can have unlimited, broccoli per se, but not unlimited potatoes, okay, even if they're both veggies. And then 2 servings of fruit a day. So, have one over lunch or for your snack in between breakfast and lunch, and then same with your dinner. 2 servings max during this Whole Foods reset. Your non-workout days, eat meals every 3 to 4 hours. The guide references 3 meals a day. It's perfectly fine to have another meal, coach. So this isn't super restricting. If you're hungry, eat. And then we got to get out of that Last Supper, that Thanksgiving meal or Christmas meal, dinner. We can't eat until we're over full. Eat until about 80 or 85% full. And if you still feel hungry, just wait a little bit. About 30 minutes later, that hunger is going to go away because then your whole foods are going to process, and that you're eating real food. You're going to notice your hunger levels are a little bit lower over time. So it's going to take a few days, and you'll go a little bit longer without meals. You're going to be satisfied. Your satiety is going to be a little bit better. Okay. Workout days. So if you're a 5 a.m.er, I get you're probably not going to wake up at 3:30 or 3 in the morning and get your food in. Okay. So if you're coming in at 5 or 6 a.m. and right when if you're waking up, make sure we hydrate because we get pretty dehydrated, after about us sleeping. So get hydrated, come to your workout, but then your post-workout meal is super crucial. If you're working out in the evening, get kind of a pre-workout meal in. Half servings of proteins and fats. We want to get both of those going. No carb dense veggies, no fruit right before your workout. Again, we don't want to be in that insulin resistant state. I know it's not add sugar, but there is sugar within the fruits. Then your post workout, 15 to 30 minutes after. We want to get those carb dense veggies. We want to get those proteins in to replenish and refuel. Okay. So, on with the next slide, snacking. So your schedule, hunger levels, activity levels may require a snack or mini meal. Like I said, if you're hungry, eat, pack some almonds, pack some macadamia nuts. Um, we want to try to get at least two of the three basic macronutrients, so protein, fats, and carbs. So maybe not, as long as you're having some of those nuts and things like that, maybe have a no sugar added a meat stick or something like that you need to carry with. Prepackage some meals up, get some hard-boiled eggs in there. We want to be really successful, and we don't want to have one meal where we get off track. Okay. All right, so for this, you can scan there, find your Whole30 approved options. So this will take you right to a Whole30 approved website. Also, again, there's 10,000 or more, tens of thousands of more recipes Whole30 approved. If you're in a hurry and don't want to cook something, Applegate makes a chicken sausage and other products you can air fry. Find some of those air fryer things, pre cooked chicken strips you can throw right in the air fryer in the microwave real quick. So we want to do the best that we can. Chick-fil-A has grilled nuggets. Okay. There is a couple websites out there with if you're on the go, you're traveling, find some of those fast food joints that do have Whole30 approved items. Okay. And then if you're on the plant-based guidelines, really reach out if you have any questions on those. A little bit different from the non-plant-based guidelines. Okay. Tracking your nutrition. So during the Whole Foods reset, we recommend tracking your food inside of the FitBody Nutrition app. The goal is just to get used to tracking your food. Don't worry about hitting your targets. We have set the app to practice mode so you don't know your targets. If you have already had this FitBody Nutrition app in the past, you're going to have to go set it on practice mode yourself because we were unable to get into it to set it to that practice mode. So you're going to want to go into the FitBody Nutrition app, practice mode under the advanced features. So go down all the way down, advanced features, practice mode. Go ahead and turn that on, check that on. And then those four options right there, log weekly body metrics, turn back on, hide macro targets, we're going to turn on all three of those. Okay. So under practice mode, turn on practice mode. So it should be green, log practice mode, green, hide protein, hide carbs, hide fat, turn that all green for the first 2 weeks. Okay. In the momentum phase, we're going to turn off practice mode and you'll be tracking your food. Okay. It's going to be a lot to start off with. We can do hard things. I want to get great results. Okay. If tracking in weeks 1 to 2 feels like much too fast, then don't track in weeks 1 and 2. Okay. Print out those Whole Foods guides, those two pages there. Start getting after it. If it takes you a couple days, you're like, all right, I got the hang of this, and then start tracking. We really want to get in that habit because in weeks 3 through 6, we're going to be tracking. All right. So fat loss, not weight loss. Some of you have seen this before. The scale doesn't tell the full story. So how much weight do you think this person lost? Only 6 pounds. Okay. So we're going to definitely see a huge loss in inches. If you're following this, again, water retention, bloating, you're going to really start to shed some of these extra inches with inflammation with this Whole30 reset or whole reset for the 2 weeks. 6 pounds of fat, and as you can see, 5 pounds right there. It's almost double the size. Okay, we want to turn that into muscle. We want to work out the inflammation and the fat, especially around our organs. And really just we get those full body workouts in for 30 minutes at FitBody. So maximize our workouts, go hard, really focus on nutrition because that's going to get you great results in these first 2 weeks and beyond. All right, so shifting the focus, fat loss, expectations, comparison. Fat loss does not equal weight loss, like we said. Transform your shape, not just your weight. Okay, scale doesn't always reflect it. If you do go Whole30 for 2 full weeks with no free days or no cheat days, you're going to see awesome results within these first couple weeks and beyond. Okay. Expectations. So the gap between what you expect and what you get is where your frustration sets in. We're not losing a bunch of weight in week 1 or week 2. All right, we're expecting a little bit too much. Continue to focus on getting that 3+, 4+ workouts in and really working our nutrition for those couple weeks. Okay, and beyond. Comparison is the thief of joy. Run your own race. Stay in your lane. If we get off track, okay, one meal or one day, get back right back on track, okay? I'd really rather us, one day, okay, whatever, it's gone. Let's just continue to roll, continue to run. Here's some pictures. I want you guys to all do this ASAP, front, side, back, okay? It tells you exactly how to do this. This is in all of the PDFs. If you need to go back through this video again, rewatch it again, you can pause it. We want to get these done, okay? In order to be eligible for those prizes, we got to get these done, okay? So, and uploading them at the very end for that final progress report. So you'll have your photos at the beginning and photos at the end in order to win some of those prizes, okay? Front, side, and back, we got to get those done. Fat Loss 101, nutrition. So to lose weight, you must be in a caloric deficit. 3,800 calories per day, average American. And I know some of you are like, that's not me. Well, we'd be surprised at how much calories we get. All right. If we go Whole30 Foods, you probably won't even be able to get close to some of those numbers. Okay. Focusing on protein. Protein's at the top. To optimally lose weight, which means losing body fat while maintaining as much lean muscle mass as possible, you want to be in a caloric deficit, eating enough protein, and doing resistance training. Okay, so there's no way around that. To make it the last time you had to lose weight, your approach must be sustainable. Okay, it must be sustainable. Some of these diets out there, they're lose a bunch of weight really, really quick, and you're in this ultra caloric deficit. You're not going to have energy for boot camp, and you're just going to be sore constantly all the time if we're not replacing our protein. Okay, our FitBody Nutrition app. Here's a little screenshot of the tracker there. It's designed for optimal fat loss with zero guesswork. Every feature is designed for flexible dieting, which is the most sustainable fat loss approach. Each week, hit your macro targets and you unlock predictable fat loss. So in weeks 3 through 6, we're gonna have targets there. See how this person's says protein 165 grams, carbs, we got that right there, and fats. Hitting those 3 rings, we call them, you'll be able to kind of add up your calories there, and even it shows your fiber there. Okay, we're gonna have targets for you. This app is gonna have targets. It's going to automatically adjust to your macros if you're not reaching your goals. So if we cannot meet our goals, say this person is 165, if we're continuously hitting 120 or 130 a day, it's going to move the goal down a little bit. And then, okay, 140, we hit that a couple of days in a row or a week in a row, then it's going to move up. It's going to want you to hit these targets initially. So this nutrition app, so download it, open it up. Hopefully you have it downloaded and open up right now during this video. Move the app next to your most used apps. So you want to put it on your home screen. You don't want to put it 4 pages deep, within your phone where it's buried, where you got to search it every time. Okay. Each week you're going to complete a weekly check-in on Mondays. So put it in your weight. So every Monday, wake up, go to the bathroom, get your weight, your body fat. Just use the same body fat that you got previous. So all of us did an in-body scan already. Use that body fat percentage for all of your check-ins until you get a new in-body scan. Okay, we don't need to do an in-body scan every week. Again, it's every month, and then beginning of the challenge we get one, end of challenge. So really 6 weeks for this one, and then your measurements will kind of show up there. Make sure we get our beginning measurements. We'll talk about that in a second. Each week you're going to fill out a new check-in form. You see that big red button there, check-in form due? Every Monday we got to get it done. Okay, wake up, go to the bathroom, get it done. It takes less than 10 minutes. Okay, it's not cutting into your 7 hours plus of sleep. All right, our coaches are trained to hunt you down. Please don't make them hunt you down like Monday evening, like, hey, you haven't got your check-in done. Okay, please get your check-in done. We're going to be 100% on this. It's 6 check-ins and 1 final progress report. It's not going to be that tough, all right, to get that done Monday morning. All right, so Monday each week, like we talked about, these must be complete to be eligible for the prizes. Okay. And then coaches are going to respond in the next couple days. The earlier you get them done, the coaches are going to respond to your progress, how many workouts you did, and where you're at for your check-in. Okay. Like we said, kind of a recap. First 2 weeks, we recommend tracking your food to get used to that in practice mode. It's not going to show those protein, carbs, and fat goals. Only worried about getting in one habit of the tracking in weeks 1 and 2. Okay, so we got to go to Whole Foods and we got to get start tracking our food at least towards the end of the second week in order to be rolling weeks 3 through 6. All right. If tracking feels overwhelming, again, just work the Whole Foods reset plan and officially start tracking in 3 and 4. I'd suggest be rolling into it solid at week 3 because it's a big change. All right. Week 3, Monday, you're going to turn practice mode off. Okay. It's under the advanced features and start tracking using the FitBody Nutrition app as intended. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be teaching you how to use the app. So everything you know how to succeed. So we're going to be sending you emails. Please check your emails. Please respond back to your coaches within the app, within the chat setting in the app. Okay. Open all your emails. We can see if you open them. Ha ha ha. So some tracking basics. Let's practice tracking. So go into the tracker, select grilled chicken breast. It defaults to an amount of ounces there. So go into add food if you're under like lunch, go into add food for lunch there. Start typing in chicken. It should bring up chicken breast or chicken rotisserie if you're inclined with that. Yeah, it says 5.23 ounces. Tap preview and edit macros there. So it defaults to 5.23 ounces. That must be the average of a chicken breast. And you can go down and it's like, hey, say you had 1.5 chicken breasts, 5.2, so you're about 7.5 or 8 uh, uh, ounces of chicken breasts, and boom, that just shows you an amount of protein right there, okay, and a little bit of fat in there. All right, and then let's see here. Item number 3 there. So go to your favorite Food Shade item. So if you're under the tracking app, you go add lunch, then you can hit branded. Go under branded items. You can start typing in just say like a scent protein or any other like the Applegate chicken we mentioned. Start typing that in and finding it. Some key features on the FitBody Nutrition app. Edit balance feature pulls some carbs and fats. The key is protein and calories. So a copy feature, you can copy food items or entire day to future dates. So you don't have to repeat logging. If you're going to have this meal, like leftovers tomorrow, you can go ahead and copy and paste those in there. And a favorites feature, you can save foods, meals. Really, people like cycle through like 8 meals. So save, copy and paste, get those, up super quickly. And then there's a meal generator feature that's going to create an entire meal plan to your macro. So once you get to like weeks 3 through 6, when you have goals of protein, carbs, and fats, it can generate a whole day or a whole week of meals. And then you can kind of plug and play some of those to hit your specified macros. Advanced features on there. So daily macro judgments. Adjustments, no need to be perfect. Just start over money. No feeling of cheating. So what separates our nutrition app from all the rest? It's designed for you to not be perfect. We expect you to mess up. A big mindset shift. Our goal is to get you on a weekly caloric deficit, not daily. So, oh, I missed a couple days. Well, it's on a weekly caloric deficit. So if you're going out over the weekend, weekends are the hardest. We can set our caloric deficit a little bit different. Here it shows it like Saturday and Sunday, we can move that one up a little bit if you're more dialed in during the work week and having high low days. Okay. Our goal, the challenge is the preseason, and after the challenge is the regular season. The goal isn't the challenge. The goal is what happens after the challenge. We want you gaining the skills and habits that last once the challenge is over. We want you to be working on creating a lifestyle during the challenge so you can continue once the challenge is over. Again, like we said, sustainable. We're all going to go through this emotional cycle of change with almost everything we do. We're uninformed optimism. We start to get informed. So now after this video, we're going to be informed. And then a couple of days in, we might be in this valley of despair. Like, I don't have any time. I don't know what's going on. But our goal is to shoot you right back up, informed optimism, and then success and fulfillment. We want you to see those results within the first couple weeks. So you know, like this program works. We ran a challenge here this last fall, and we had around 20 challengers. 100 pounds we lost as a collective unit, and then almost 200 inches. So we know this program works. Let's stick to it, and I know we get some great results. Okay, so weigh in before the challenge begins and weigh out before it ends. Okay, we already got our in-body scan. and legs. Make sure we get both arms, both legs in there for a total circumference measurements. If you have any questions on this, please let us know. All this information is, again, in the PDFs, emails that were already sent out. If you need the FitBody booking app, go ahead and download